What if I told you there are foods sitting in your pantry right now that will outlive you, your children, and possibly your grandchildren? I'm not talking about some futuristic freeze-dried space food. I'm talking about everyday items you probably already have in your kitchen. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 11 foods that literally never expire. Foods that could save your family during emergencies, save you thousands of dollars in wasted groceries, and give you true food security for decades to come. This isn't just theory, this is proven science backed by decades of research and real-world testing. Welcome to Secret Prep, where we turn survival knowledge into everyday power. If you're serious about preparedness, hit that like button and subscribe because this information could be life-changing. Let's start with 3 foods that are so stable they've been found perfectly preserved in ancient tombs and shipwrecks thousands of years old. First up, salt. Now, you might think salt is just salt, but there's a reason this mineral has been used as currency throughout history. Salt is composed of sodium chloride, and here's the key. It's a mineral, not an organic compound. That means bacteria can't feed on it, mold can't grow on it, and time simply can't break it down. Salt works as a preservative by literally sucking the life out of microorganisms. It dehydrates food and creates an environment so hostile to bacteria that nothing can survive. This is why people have been curing meats with salt for thousands of years. Table salt goes through a refining process that removes impurities and additives, making it even more stable and resistant to any kind of spoilage. As long as you store salt in Mylar bags in a cool, dry place, it remains safe to consume indefinitely. We're not talking 10 years or 20 years, we're talking forever. The salt you store today could be used by your great-great-grandchildren, and it will be exactly the same as the day you sealed it. Next, let's talk about sugar. Sugar is one of the oldest preservatives known to humanity, and there's a fascinating reason why it never goes bad. Sugar attracts and retains moisture from its environment, but here's the trick. By doing so, it creates a situation where bacteria and molds can't get the water they need to grow. It's like surrounding them with water they can't drink. Sugar also has what scientists call a low water activity level. This is a measurement of how much water is available for microorganisms to use, and in sugar, that number is incredibly low. Without available water, bacteria and molds simply can't reproduce or survive. Now, you might have noticed that sugar sometimes hardens into a solid brick over time. That happens when it absorbs moisture from the air and the crystals bind together. But here's the important part. That doesn't mean it's gone bad. It's still perfectly safe to consume. You can break it up, process it in a blender, or even use it as is in many recipes. Properly stored sugar can last indefinitely without any loss of quality or safety. And then there's honey, nature's most perfect food. Honey is produced by bees through a remarkable process, and the end result is something almost magical. Honey has been found in ancient Egyptian tombs over 3,000 years old, and it was still perfectly edible. Let that sink in for a moment. 3,000 years, and it was still good. The secret to honey's immortality lies in its composition. First, it has a very low water content, usually around 17 to 18%. That's not enough moisture for bacteria or microorganisms to survive. Second, honey has a low pH level, making it acidic enough to inhibit bacterial growth. And third, honey contains natural enzymes that produce hydrogen peroxide, giving it antimicrobial properties. When stored correctly in a sealed container away from moisture, honey can last indefinitely. It might crystallize over time, but that's completely normal and doesn't affect its safety. Just warm it gently and it returns to its liquid state. Honey isn't just a sweetener for your emergency pantry, it's also got medicinal properties that make it invaluable in survival situations. Now let's move into protein sources and staple carbohydrates, the foundation of any long-term food storage plan. Canned meat is an absolute top contender when it comes to survival food. It provides an excellent source of protein, and its shelf life is far more impressive than most people realize. Those best buy dates printed on cans, they're extremely conservative estimates. Canned meats like chicken, beef, and pork can last decades beyond those dates when stored properly. The magic happens during the canning process. The meat is sealed in an airtight container and then subjected to high temperatures that kill virtually all bacteria and microorganisms. Once sealed, nothing can get in and nothing can grow inside. It's a perfect preservation system that's been proven for a century. The key to safety is ensuring your cans are in good condition. Look for dents, bulges, rust, or any signs of damage. A bulging can is a red flag for botulism, which is extremely dangerous. But if the can looks good, the seal is intact, and when you open it, the contents smell normal, that meat is safe to eat even 20 or 30 years down the road. White rice is another superstar of long-term food storage, and there's solid research to back. Studies have found that when stored properly in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers at room temperature, white rice can maintain its nutrient content and flavor for up to 30 years. 30 years of perfectly good rice, ready to cook at a moment's notice. The reason white rice outlasts brown rice comes down to one thing: oils. Brown rice still has its bran layer, which contains natural oils. Those oils are healthy, but they go rancid over time. White rice has had that bran layer removed along with the oils. What you're left with is pure starch and carbohydrates, stable, shelf-stable, and incredibly long-lasting. This absence of oils ensures that white rice remains edible for extended periods, making it an excellent option for bulk storage. It's affordable, calorie-dense, versatile in cooking, and it literally lasts a generation or more. Pasta is right up there with rice as one of the most reliable survival foods you can stockpile. With proper storage, pasta can last 20 to 30 years. In its original cardboard packaging, you're looking at maybe 2 to 3 years. But transfer that pasta into airtight containers, 5-gallon buckets lined with mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, and you've just extended its life by decades. Pasta's longevity comes from its ingredients. Most pasta is made from durum wheat, which has a high protein content. That protein structure makes it less susceptible to breaking down over time. Add to that pasta's low moisture content, and you've got a food that naturally resists bacterial and mold growth. Think about what this means practically. A few cases of pasta stored correctly today could feed your family through multiple emergency situations over the next several decades. It's versatile, easy to prepare, and packed with calories, exactly what you need in a survival situation. Dried beans are a nutritional powerhouse that belongs in every serious prepper's storage plan. They're rich in protein, fiber, and essential minerals like iron, magnesium, and potassium. They're also incredibly shelf-stable when stored correctly. While the quality and cooking time of beans may decrease after 30 years, they might take longer to soften when cooked, they're still considered safe to consume. Some reports suggest beans can remain viable for 50 years or more under ideal conditions. The key to storing beans for the long haul is ensuring they're properly dried and completely free of moisture before sealing them. Any moisture can lead to mold or insect infestations, which will ruin your entire batch. Once they're dry, seal them in airtight containers with mylar bags and oxygen absorbers. This creates an environment where nothing can grow and no pests can survive. Beans are also incredibly affordable, making them perfect for anyone looking to build a substantial food storage on a budget. A few 100 pounds of beans stored properly gives you years of high-quality protein without breaking the bank. Now let's talk about maintaining nutritional balance during long-term storage situations. You can't survive on just carbohydrates and protein. You need vitamins and minerals too, and that's where canned fruits and vegetables come in. The canning process for fruits and vegetables works exactly like it does for meat. The produce is sealed in airtight containers and heated to kill bacteria and microorganisms. Once sealed, the contents remain preserved indefinitely as long as the can isn't damaged. Canned fruits and vegetables retain most of their nutrients for years, sometimes decades beyond their printed best-by dates. We're talking about green beans, corn, peaches, pears, tomatoes, all the fruits and vegetables you'd want to maintain a balanced diet during an emergency. The rule is simple. If the can isn't dented, bulging, rusted, or leaking, and it smells normal when you open it, the food inside is safe to consume. This gives you the ability to stockpile a wide variety of produce without worrying about it going bad next season. Here's something that might surprise you. Certain types of alcohol have an indefinite shelf life. We're talking about distilled spirits like vodka, rum, whiskey, and gin. As long as the bottle is sealed properly, these drinks remain safe to consume forever. Now, some flavors may change over time due to oxidation, especially once a bottle is opened, but sealed bottles of high-proof alcohol are essentially immune to spoilage. Alcohol itself is a preservative. Bacteria can't survive in it, which is exactly why it's been used to preserve specimens in laboratories for centuries. Beyond the obvious use for relaxation or barter during tough times, alcohol has several practical applications in survival situations. It can serve as an antiseptic for cleaning wounds, a disinfectant for medical instruments or surfaces, and even a pain reliever in emergencies when modern medicine isn't available. Having a supply of vodka or other high-proof spirits isn't just about having a drink, it's about having a versatile tool in your survival arsenal. Rolled oats are a breakfast staple that deserves a spot in every long-term food storage plan. When stored in a cool, dry place inside Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, rolled oats can last 20 to 30 years. That's decades of hearty, nutritious breakfast options. While rolled oats aren't quite as versatile as rice or pasta, they still have plenty of uses beyond
You can use them to make granola bars, cookies, bread, and even as a binder in meatloaf or veggie burgers. They're also incredibly nutritious, packed with fiber, protein, and essential minerals. The key to their longevity is keeping them away from moisture and oxygen. Oats contain some natural oils, similar to brown rice, but when stored in an oxygen-free environment, those oils remain stable for decades. This makes rolled oats an excellent addition to any well-rounded food storage plan. Finally, let's talk about powdered milk. Fresh milk is wonderful, but it's obviously not practical for long-term storage. That's where powdered milk comes in. It won't taste exactly like fresh milk, let's be honest about that, but it absolutely serves its purpose. Properly stored powdered milk can have a shelf life of around 20 years or more. That's 2 decades of dairy availability for your family. You can use it in baking, mix it with cereals, add it to coffee or tea, and use it in any recipe that calls for milk. The key is buying high-quality powdered milk and storing it in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers in a cool, dark place. Heat and light will degrade the quality faster, but under proper conditions, you're looking at a reliable dairy source for decades. Some varieties are fortified with vitamins A and D, giving you additional nutritional benefits. This is especially important if you're relying on stored food during an extended emergency where fresh dairy isn't available. So, there you have it. 11 foods that literally never expire when stored correctly. Salt, sugar, honey, canned meat, white rice, pasta, dried beans, canned fruits and vegetables, alcohol, rolled oats, and powdered milk. These aren't just survival supplies sitting in the back of your closet gathering dust. They're your insurance policy against uncertainty, food waste, and whatever challenges the future might bring. The beauty of these foods is that they're affordable, readily available, and proven by both science and history. You don't need to spend thousands on fancy freeze-dried meals or specialty survival food. The foods your grandparents relied on are still the best options available today. Start building your eternal pantry today. Which of these foods will you stockpile first? Drop a comment below and let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to Secret Prep for more life-saving preparedness tips. We're here to help you build real, practical preparedness without the hype or fear-mongering. And remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Take action today, and your future self will thank you.